The Stephen A. Smith-LeBron James saga just keeps getting wilder. After their initial altercation during a Knicks-Lakers game on March 6th, Smith took things to another level on Thursday when he called out James for allegedly not being at Kobe Bryant's memorial service in 2020 after his death in an effort to seemingly criticize James's character.
I suggest that he be happy with the things that I haven't brought up. I never brought up really and never really discussed why you were not at Kobe Bryant's memorial service. I never really brought up or discussed why you did not attend Dwayne Wade's Hall of Fame induction when that man was directly responsible for you capturing a championship for the first time in your career.
It was later confirmed that James was in fact at the service. Smith later corrected himself and apologized while standing by his other criticisms of James. On the other side of the beef, James trolled Smith on Instagram with a clip of Smith's boxing skills, if you can call them that. James accompanied the clip with a caption full of laughing emojis, clearly unimpressed with Smith's abilities.
Clean up that cut more, raise him up. Yeah, make it more free. Yeah, push, push, push.
This comes as a reply for Smith saying,
That man put his hands on me, I would have immediately swung on him. Immediately. That I'm not going to tolerate.
Shannon Sharp, a regular on First Take, is wishing that Stephen A. would have dropped the drama.
I wish Stephen A. would just left it alone. Once he addressed it, once it happened.
The first time.
Address it. This is what happened. He came over to me, said what he said. I want to address it now, and I'm going to be done with it.
Right.
Because as my grandma used to say, boy, stirring up old ish, it still smells.
Mm.
So every time Stephen A. talks about it, it stirs it up again.
Yeah.
And look, I see both sides. I see both sides of the equation.
Yeah.
But Stephen A. just need to let it go.
Mm-hmm.
He needs to let it go. And now you're like, well, if he'd hit him, I don't think LeBron was coming to hit you. LeBron was coming to tell you, bro, just stop talking about my son.
The drama all stems from the interaction earlier this month where James confronted Smith for speaking on a personal, non-basketball level about his son Bronny. While Smith has spoken on the subject extensively, arguably nonstop, since James made his first comments after the confrontation on the Pat McAfee show on Wednesday.
He's like on a Taylor Swift tour run right now.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we're watching it.
Yep.
We're all seeing it.
Oh, yeah.
You're seeing it as well. It's
He literally, it started off with, I didn't want to address it.
Yeah, sure.
I didn't want to address it. I wasn't going to address it. But since the video came out, I feel the need to address it.
Yeah, on fire. You talk about it.
Are you kidding me? If there's one person that couldn't wait to the video to drop so you can address it, it's your ass. Like, seriously, it's, and like another, he completely like missed the whole point. The whole point. Never would I ever not allow people to talk about the sport, criticize players about what they do on the court. That is your job, to criticize or to, be in a position where, okay, if a guy's not performing, that is all part of the game. That's all part of the game. But when you take it and you get personal with it, it's my job to not only protect my damn household, but protect the players.
Has Stephen A. Smith apologized for his statements? In a way, yes. Smith did not flat out apologize, but admitted he may have jumped the gun with his opinions on Bronny.
What did you think of Bronny's performance last night?
I was very impressed. I was very impressed because I saw an elevation in his level of confidence and poise. It was like it didn't really faze him. He didn't look as nervous as he had looked in previous appearances on the basketball court. And if that kind of stuff continues, then indeed he'll be in the league as a bona fide player sooner than later. One game does that make that determination. You need to do more than that. But I wanted to make sure I emphasize that point.
Smith did not care for LeBron's comments on the Pat McAfee show. He spent an entire hour of the Stephen A. Smith show not only defending himself from LeBron's comments, but adding more context to the story. The most notable part of this entire show was Smith claiming he would have immediately swung on LeBron if James had touched him. That likely wouldn't have gone well for Smith. Smith himself even notes,
he continues to lie to the world about what I said and who I was pointing the finger at. To regurgitate an obvious point, when I talked about Bronny James early in the season and I highlighted the fact that at that particular moment in time, he simply was not ready, I was calling out LeBron James.
The beef even spread to the NBA commissioner, who has shared his opinion on the issue, with arguably the biggest sports analyst in the world feuding with the most famous NBA player in the world. It's bound to put NBA executives in an uncomfortable position. This was clear when NBA Commissioner Adam Silver spoke to the media ahead of announcing a potential European expansion in collaboration with FIBA.
I will say my phone was in front of me and I received several texts that said, "Are you watching this?" And I said, "What's this?" And they said, "Stephen A." So I understand. I saw some of the headlines that came out of it. I would just say in terms of that back and forth, again, I haven't had an opportunity to watch or read precisely what went on today, but of course would like the focus to be on the play on the floor. And I particularly feel protective of our players, of course. But I recognize that there's a cottage industry out there of media that we are often the beneficiary of that talk about our sport around the clock. But I sure wish it would never become personal.
The biggest analyst battling with the biggest star is a situation we've never seen before. However, Smith's profile has far exceeded being just a TV analyst. He's one of the leading media personalities in the world. LeBron is among the most popular athletes in the world. Silver knows this can get ugly. With a respected star like LeBron and an attention magnet like Smith, he can hope they quiet down on their own, but he can't control it. Meanwhile, Matt Barnes, who co-hosts the popular podcast All the Smoke with former player Steven Jackson, weighed in on the ongoing feud too. Having played against LeBron James for several years, Barnes shared his perspective on the public back and forth, saying he actually appreciates that it is happening.
22 years in the league, 21 years in the league, however long he's been in the league, he's been getting scrutinized the whole time. And he finally came out and it was just unfiltered. An unfiltered, no holds barred conversation with Pat Mack, which was dope. Like, I played against Bron for a long time and I don't know that side of him. So as a fan, as someone who played against him, I want to know the funny side, the talk shit side of Bron. After 22 years of someone who's always just taken the high road, he was tired of it and let off a clip. Obviously, Stephen A is the person that caught it, but it was really at all of the media. Because you can't lie, people make careers off dogging dude. Skip Bayless comes to mind. Stephen A, you know I fuck with you, you my dog, but I think you crossed the line. And even though you apologized today about the Kobe Memorial shit, like, and the D-Wade retirement, like, that's too far, man. And you have a lot of responsibility because you know a lot of secrets in the league about a lot of different people. And that comes with a big responsibility, and you've carried it well. But I think you were out of pocket. Whether you agree or disagree with who should say what, Bron, keep doing your shit, bro. Keep talking your shit. We appreciate this. We didn't get to see the side of Kobe until later. People want to know what it's really like, and you gave them a glimpse today, man. Seeing Stephen A sweat a little bit. He has you sweating, bro. He has you fumbling your words a little bit and out of character, and I like it.
Channing Frye requested that Smith, along with others at ESPN, be a little more careful about how they represent certain facts.
I get different perspectives from both Bron and Stephen A and whoever else. All I ask from both parties, and I'm obviously we're close to Bron, the Stephen A. Smith side. If you're gonna have an argument, please don't lie. Please don't make shit up. If you have a problem, don't make shit up and say, well, why weren't you at Kobe's funeral or memorial service, and why were you not doing this? Just fact check yourself. The beef is not fun when we know you've run out of things to talk about. I think this whole thing is hilarious personally. But to bring up a memorial service and then to bring up another thing about D-Wade and Bron and why he ain't doing this, just ask somebody, where was LeBron James at? It's LeBron James. People probably know where his airplane is at all times.
This is a very measured and fair response from Frye. He's not against either party for starting or even continuing their public spat, but all he asks from both sides, particularly Stephen A, is that neither fabricate stories just to get the upper hand in this argument. Hope you enjoyed the video. See you next time.